All right, and welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Again, just plugging it a little bit more here. 1 week left. Take advantage of the flash sale. Really awesome winners in the books today. 2 more in active trader. And still riding some nice runners here. I talked about last Friday being a cycle date. We got a very good pivot, and we're plus about 200 points now. No, about, a little over 150 rather, from the lows here. Just absolute monster gains right now. Anyways, markets here having a absolute melt up today. And again, a lot of macro takes getting absolutely taken to the woodshed right now. And bottom line is, that's why you defer to the trend, defer to the charts here. The breadth this, macro that is just going to get, taken to the woodshed most of the time. Very good, very clean pattern. Talked about this multiple times over the last week. ES, beautiful wedge or beautiful channel, bull flag, higher lows, and a nice impulsive break through that. So market's holding up really well. And we got new all-time highs here. So that's the bottom line. And again, I am expecting, like I said, a good summer rally here. This pullback here was nothing more than that. I heard a lot of chatter about, the engulfing reversal, this, that, and the other thing. You got to have volume behind it, though. You have to have volume behind it in order to confirm that. And what we did get volume, it was at a low where we were expecting a cycle pivot. And that is taken place and followed through nicely to the upside. So congrats to everybody who stayed long. And, I thought it was very strange here over the last couple of days. It's like we're 1% from all-time highs, and I'm hearing nothing but the economy's going to crash, the recession, this, that, and the other thing. We've had some weak data, but you guys, the market doesn't need a reason to go up. It needs a reason to go down. If you're having a slightly worse than expected jobs number is not enough to unpin the market here. And then this morning we had the ISM, and that was a little hotter than expected. So market kind of took that the right way, because right now, if there was any sort of concern that there was slowing down too much, that kind of just threw cold water on that. By the way, we gave out the scalp level in the trading room today too at 5,300. That was easy money for members. I did not take that. I've already have plenty of longs in the book right now, which I am writing very nicely to the upside here. But either way, again, it takes a lot to unpin this market here, especially when volume is light. I talked about the window for the bears. We were looking for a pullback here into late May, early June, right? And we were looking for signs of a reversal here around that last weekend between last Thursday and this Tuesday, and we got it Friday perfectly. But you can pull back through time, or you can pull back through price, and it's like, this is the pullback. Like, everybody's looking for when's the pullback, that is the pullback, right? So it's just eating time off the clock, as opposed to going down and then retesting a support level around 51, for instance, right? 20 period moving average holding, 20 above the 50, 50 above the 100, 100 above the 200, weekly chart 1-2 pullback. There's never a problem with this market here. So again, not to preach on this, but I say these things in here every day for a reason, and hopefully that keeps everybody on the right track here. But in any case, markets here holding up. Next real resistance, so we already had to 53.50. I gave that target out on Twitter too this morning. Said above 25 would get to 50, 40 to 50, which is all-time high. We got there. Look at this massive pullback of 5 points, and that held as support as we're just melting up here. Now, NVIDIA is getting out of control here. Now overtaking Apple in market cap here. Look, when I've got a new indicator, right? So when the CEO is signing titties, that's a frothy indicator. So I still do think, though, that we will see that rotational trade kind of pick up a little bit. I think sectors that are really underappreciated will start to kind of rebalance out. XBI, take a look here, up 3% on the day. So nice move there. I think some of those underappreciated sectors will get some money flow, but right now it's like the NVIDIA blow-off move, I think. They're going up into the split. We have OPEX coming up in a week or two. It's possible that they kind of keep it up until then. A lot of calls being bought. It's not really shares. I mean, where are the shares coming from anyway? But obviously, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention NVIDIA today. Although Microsoft having a pretty good day too. So it's not just a one-sided thing. Meta also having a good day. I think, yeah, Netflix uploaded. Netflix is very strong here too. Very nice pattern there. Broadcom up 5.6. AMD up 3.5. So, good move here across board. IGV, we'll talk about that in a minute, up 2%. So good move here for the market. I know breadth this, breadth that, macro this, macro that, but you got to just trust the chart here. And, unless something dire actually happens, you got to defer to that trend and defer to the charts and the cycles, which again, that course is, how I came up with that pivot. That's available. It's on sale right now. So anyway, let's get over here to the Qs. Again, new all-time high, needless to say. We'll just say about 470 or so is your next target. Now tomorrow, I think we just pause. I don't think we do anything tomorrow, and I think we can continue higher on Friday if they want to close this thing strong on the week, which I think they will. But right now, very good breakout, and again, we'll just say 470 off the top of our head for a next psychological number. NQ, you've got we'll just say 19,250, right? That's probably right around in that area. Yeah, it's somewhere in that range there, maybe 19.3. IWM up 1.3. What I like about this, so you might say, well, the daily is messy, it's not catching up, but look at the weekly here. You got a up move here and a 1, 2, 3 pullback, 3 tails. I talked about this yesterday. If we can put in 3 tails in a row on the weekly, especially if we can close up around like 206, that's going to be a really good look for a possible continuation. So that's why I say we could see those other sectors kind of broaden out here and take over if NVIDIA and some of these other ridiculous stocks do back off a little bit. But and by the way, everybody's saying Apple's a laggard. Apple's actually acting really well. Let's see if that trend line continues here. By the way, I think I talked about that last week. So yeah, that may act as a little bit of resistance, but everybody's acting as if Apple's like this big laggard. I mean, it's not at all-time highs, but it's had a nice run since the 19th of April. If you just went long Apple right here, you're doing pretty good. So it is the NVIDIA show first and foremost, but it's not as if there's other tech stocks aren't helping out. But in any case, IWM's good. Dow here finally getting a nice little outside move. Also have this with the trading room, and we're doing very nicely on that as well. I still think this is kind of your big target up there. SMH continues to melt. It's just wherever NVIDIA wants to go on these. So, I don't know. I'll just say 54 on the SOX. Maybe it gets back up to that trend line again. Let me just use a weekly. Yeah, I mean, maybe it gets up to that trend line. We'll see. But semis are strong. No reason to get bearish. IGV, good price action. I talked about this yesterday. I hinted that this would probably happen. And again, this is why you got to use, I say it a lot, but this is why you guys got to use the weekly chart. I guarantee you there's a ton of people who went short here because, whoa, we broke below the 200 moving average. Oh, we got a head and shoulder. But you got it. Your weekly 50 is weighs more. And now, guess what? You got a failed pattern here. We closed the week up here. That's a failed pattern. That means we're going higher. So, again, like I said yesterday and the day before, don't limit. Why you limit yourself? I don't just sit here and stare at a 10-minute time frame. I stare at all these, every time frames all the time. So use all those time frames. They're there. Use them to your advantage. But very good action here. This is 79.78. It looks like we're going to close above it. And if we don't, it's not the end of the world. It probably will by the end of the week. Dow Transports here. Again, good difference one day makes. So not too good price action here the last 2 days, but nice bounce up here. Still needs to firm up into the end of the week, but it's looking a lot better now. All right, let's get over to rates. There we go. Sorry about that. Sorry, TradingView keeps freezing on me lately. Well, anyway, let's just use the 10-year. So that's not working right now. Sorry about that. We'll just use the 10-year here. We talked about the trend line. You guys can visualize it. We broke that, lower highs, and that is heading lower. How much lower are we going? I think 4.2 is a very good level here in the short term. It probably gets there too. Again, tomorrow it may pause. We may have to back off a little bit on NFP, but before NFP rather. But I do think 4.2 is good support here in the short term. I would expect a bounce in yields after this Friday. But overall, that trend line breaking, I broke down why that would happen earlier this week, and it has. I think the inflation narrative right now in the near term is probably not a good place to be, even though I think that's the longer term trend. I think the near to medium term, that's not a good place. Anyway, XHB here, getting a bounce again. What a difference a day makes, right? Slice that trend line and just boom, bouncing right off it like it didn't even happen. So good price action here. Good bounce on the hourly here, close to that gap as well. Let's look at the weekly too. Yeah, I mean, if you can just you can stay above that weekly 20 MA, there's no problems here. So XHB looking good. VNQ down 19 cents. Remember how this was an outperformer yesterday when everything else was weak, and now today and again, this is dispersion, guys. So certain things up, certain things got to be down. That's confusing a lot of people right now in terms of breadth. And that's why I'm not really worried about breadth here. But VNQ, it could just go sideways here after this up move and then push up. I still think this trend line will be a pretty good resistance. So XLF on the weaker side today, just up 6 cents. But again, as long as the market's holding up and it's holding this trend, it's fine. Weekly is okay. KRE hanging in there okay, up 11 cents. Still on the softer side, but it's holding up. And then you guys know I like KBE better. It does have a potential head and shoulder, but is not triggered. Broker dealers, on the other hand, very strong today, but still no higher high yet. Again, monthly, it's really overbought. But, weekly and even the weekly, it's a little overbought. Probably needs to consolidate a little bit more. But daily, it's fine. All right, oil. I did take some profit on my oil trade today. And got a nice gain, about $1 on the future, so that's pretty good. I'm still holding a small position in it, and I think it can get to 76. So you guys took that. Again, basically gave it out for free. You could have taken that yesterday if you wanted. I think 76 is probably, for me, max move. And here's a little thing to look at, too. This is how you know something is crowded. There has been nothing but bad news for oil lately. The economic data, there was all that OPEC stuff, and then today we had oil inventories, and it was not good at all. But guess what? Higher lows, right? So it priced in, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You dropped $8 in 5 days. It's probably priced in, right? And it's like they tried to slice it down. They tried to slice it down. They tried to slice it down, but they're coming back, right? So shorts, especially maybe even in front of NFP, maybe they'll say like, well, let's just cover now. So I could see, shorts taking some profits here. That's all it is. So I'm not looking for we're going up to the highs. I'm just looking for a bounce here. And I think oil has done that so far. And, it's a risk-free trade now. So XLE here down 14 cents. Nothing terrible here. I still think that can get a bounce maybe up to 92. XOP, same thing. We'll say about 150 or so. And then OIH, I like that a little bit less, but we'll say 310, 315. Uranium here via CCJ. Good bid today. That just continues to chug higher. And the URNM, on the other hand, down 66 cents. But again, weekly still okay. I don't like how that 20 MA is starting to turn down, though. It's not the end of the world, though. But CCJ is still strong. And NJ is still a little bit weaker, but the bigger time frames are fine. Nat gas is doing exactly what I speculated it might do yesterday. I think I said that. I know I said it this morning in the trading room, but I was like, it would be just like nat gas to be right back up after the engulfing candle yesterday. To be fair, it still hasn't closed above the high, so you still defer to that engulfing candle until proven otherwise. And you did hold, so far it's holding this 786, I think. Yeah, basically holding that 786. So it's holding the fib level. I don't really care what it does. So I moved out of my runner yesterday, and I made gains on all three legs of it, so it doesn't matter. If it wants to, I could see $2.90, $3. It's neck gas, so I guess 320. I don't think it gets through that though, unless something changes, like geopolitically, or we get a storm or something like that. Which there may be a big storm season here. It is really hot here in Florida already. We're breaking records, so we're gonna have, I think, a warm Gulf. I don't know if that really is going to matter. I don't know how structurally that's lined up, but it could be something. Who knows? Who cares? Dollar index. I almost want to go long the dollar, just based off of like the fact that I think it's crowded to the short side. And I also think too many people are keying in on this head and shoulder pattern when they should also be looking at the weekly bullish insight bar. That said, I'm indifferent to it. I don't really care. But right now, you got a little minor bounce here, and that is with weak ADP jobs, right? And the dollar is still holding up. So what does that say? Right? When you can't sell off on weak data, what does that tell you? Same thing with oil, right? Gold getting a pretty good bounce here. This has still got a bear flag, though, on the daily. That can break down. The weekly is still very strong, though. So gold's still okay. The issue I have is I think that these metals are really crowded, and I think if there's more or less of an inflation narrative, I think that could hurt some of the alt metals, silver, platinum. I don't own my platinum palladium position anymore either way, by the way, so I took profits on that a little while ago. I still like them down here, but as a swing trade, I did take some profits here. But in any case, with silver, I just think the trade's really crowded, and I think it could get hurt by that narrative. That said, it could just consolidate this move and then go higher. I think gold less so, because monetary stimulus is better for gold, obviously. But, that's just my 2 cents on it. And we talked about the miners yesterday. Not a good look with them backing off. They did hold up today, though. Held the 50 MA there on GDX and silver, SIL. So not in terrible shape. I'm just saying structurally, I just see them a little bit. I wouldn't open fresh longs up here, is what I would say. Platinum here holding the 50 MA, though. That can get a bounce. That's a little bit better. And palladium trying to curl up here. Still very cheap. I like it. Copper getting a bounce at the 50. We'll see what that does. Let's just take a fib here to see, hypothetically, if that holds. I mean, yeah, maybe like to 485 or so. It's possible. I think this is also a very crowded trade too, but yeah, we'll see. I like it more at 425 though, as you guys know. All right, let me just check here. So it looks like my charts aren't freezing anymore, thankfully. All right, Bitcoin holding up. By the way, I'm going to be on Twitter Spaces with Crypto Fundamentals at 5 o'clock. It'll be on Twitter. If you want to talk, we'll talk a little about crypto and stocks. But in any case, Bitcoin still holding up. No problems here. Nothing wrong. So a little pullback there off the highs, but this should still get up to target right there. So no problems with the coins right now. And again, no problems with the markets here. Looking like we're getting a little bit here into the close. We should close below 53.50, I would think. But again, very good rally here. Nice melt up. Macro narratives destroyed. Again, defer to the charts, defer to the trend. Don't overcomplicate things. So, anyways, guys, having to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. We'll see you guys all tomorrow.